Hey guys, what's going on? My name is Josh, and if this is the first video you're finding, you should go to the beginning of this playlist, and because we're covering the Montana CDL Manual for 2016, and this is part 13, and we're basically study buddies. Yeah, it's happening right now. I hope you have like some number 2 pencils and some loose leaf notebook paper, and let's do this. If you don't have a copy of the CDL manual, I couldn't find any on like YouTube or anything where people were reading them through, because I don't learn very well by just reading. So I thought maybe this would help me and you. In my pants, the description box, you're going to find a link to the manual, a link to a test site where you can like practice tests, a link to Ruby, an instructor for Wil-Trans, and a pre-trip inspection that she does, and it's really, really helpful. And then a link to some of our favorite trucking YouTubers, Allie, Ellie, and the Crafty trucker, Heather and Jason. So check them out, give them some love, and let's get started. Okay, so we are on page, section 2, driving safety, page 2-19. 2.8.3, drivers who are hazards. That sounds like it could be like a summer beach novel or something. The hazard that you became, or something like that. In order to protect yourself and others, you must know when other drivers may do something hazardous. Some clues to this type of hazard are discussed below. Blocked vision. People who can't see others are a very dangerous hazard. Be alert for drivers whose vision is blocked. Vans, loaded station wagons, and cars with the rear view window blocked are examples. Rental trucks should be watched carefully. Their drivers are often not used to the limited vision they have to the sides and rear of the truck. In winter, vehicles with frosted, ice-covered, or snow-covered windows are hazards. Vehicles may be partly hidden by blind intersections or alleys. If you can only see the rear or front end of a vehicle but not the driver, then he or she can't see you. Be alert because he or she may back out or enter into your lane. Always be prepared to stop. Delivery trucks can present a hazard. Packages or vehicle doors often block the driver's vision. Drivers of step vans, postal vehicles, and local delivery vehicles often are in a hurry and may suddenly step out of their vehicle or drive their vehicle into the traffic lane. My dad is a postal worker, and he drives a truck, and he's very careful, but I would always want someone to be careful and, watch out for the postal workers. They work really hard for us, and yeah, they are in a hurry because they're under a time crunch. Parked vehicles can be hazards, especially when people start to get out of them, or they may suddenly start up and drive into your way. Watch for movement inside the vehicle or movement of the vehicle itself that shows people are inside. Watch for brake lights or backup lights, exhaust, and other clues that a driver is about to move. Be careful of a stopped bus. Passengers may cross in front or behind the bus, and they often can't see you. Pedestrians and bicyclists can also be hazards. Walkers, joggers, and bicyclists may be on the road with their back to the traffic so they can't see you. Sometimes they wear portable stereos with headsets so they can't hear you either. Portable stereos. Yes, in 1980. With your Sony Walkman that was bright yellow. I had one, I know. It had a cassette tape. It was so fancy.
You were born in 1980.
Well, thanks for telling them all a piece of my HIPAA information, babe. God. This can be dangerous. On rainy days, pedestrians may not see you because of hats or umbrellas. I want to know what size hat is going to keep someone from seeing a big-ass truck that I'm going to be in. They may be hurrying to get out of the rain and may not pay attention to the traffic. Distractions. People who are distracted are hazards. Watch out. Watch for where they are looking. If they are looking elsewhere, they can't see you. But be alert even when they are looking at you. They may believe that they have the right of way. Those damn four-wheelers. Okay. Now we're crossing on to page 2-20. Same section 2. This section 2, it is the section that never ends. It goes on, my friends. No? Anyone? No? Okay. Children. Children tend to act quickly without checking traffic. Children playing with one another may not look for traffic and are a serious hazard. Talkers. Drivers or pedestrians talking to one another may not be paying close attention to the traffic. Workers. People working on or near the roadway are a hazard clue. The work creates a distraction for other drivers and the workers themselves may not see you. Ice cream trucks. Someone selling ice cream is a hazard clue. Children may be nearby and may not see you. Disabled vehicles. Drivers changing a tire or fixing an engine often do not pay attention to the danger that roadway traffic is to them. They are often careless. Jacked up wheels or raised hoods are hazard clues. Accidents. Accidents are partially hazardous. People involved in the accident may not look for traffic before or after the accident. Passing drivers tend to look at the accident. People often run across the road without looking. Vehicles may slow or stop suddenly. Shoppers. People in and around shopping areas are often not watching traffic because they're looking for stores or looking into store windows. Confused drivers. Confused drivers often change direction suddenly or stop without warning. Confusion is common near roadway or turnpike interchanges and major intersections. Tourists unfamiliar with the area can be very hazardous. Clues to tourists include car top luggage and out-of-state license plates. Unexpected actions, stopping in the middle of a block, changing lanes for no apparent reason. Backup lights suddenly going on are clues to confusion. Hesitation is another clue, including driving very slowly, using brakes often, or stopping in the middle of an intersection. You may also see drivers who are looking at street signs, maps, and house numbers. These drivers may not be paying attention to you. Slow drivers. Motorists who fail to maintain normal speed are hazards. Seeing slow-moving vehicles early can prevent a crash. Some vehicles, by their nature, are slow, and seeing them as a hazard clue. Mopeds, farm machinery, construction machinery, tractors, etc. Some of these will have the slow-moving vehicle symbol to warn you. This is a red triangle with an orange center. Watch for it. That's a question. Red triangle with orange center. Slow-moving vehicle. Excuse me. Drivers signaling a turn may be a hazard. Drivers signaling a turn may slow more than expected or stop. If they're making a tight turn into an alley or driveway, they may go very slowly. If pedestrians or other vehicles block them, they may have to stop on the roadway. Vehicles turning left may have to stop for oncoming vehicles. Drivers in a hurry. Drivers may feel your commercial vehicle is preventing them from getting where they want to go on time. Such drivers may pass you without a safe gap in the oncoming traffic, cutting too close in front of you. Drivers entering the road may pull in front of you in order to avoid being stuck behind you, causing you to brake. Be aware of this and watch for drivers who are in a hurry. Impaired drivers. Drivers who are sleepy, have had too much to drink, are on drugs, or who are ill are hazards. Some clues to these drivers are weaving across the road or drifting from one side to another. Leaving the road, dropping right wheels onto the shoulder or bumping across a curb in a turn. Stopping at the wrong time, stopping at a green light, or waiting too long at a stop.
Those people are high.
Open window in cold weather. Speeding up or slowing down suddenly, driving too fast or too slow. Be alert for drunk drivers and sleepy drivers late at night. Driver body movement as a clue. Drivers look in the direction they're going to turn. You may sometimes get a clue from a driver's head and body movements that a driver may be going to make a turn, even though the turn signals aren't on. Drivers making over-the-shoulder checks may be going to change lanes. These clues are most easily seen in motorcyclists and bicyclists. Watch other road users and try to tell whether they might do something hazardous.
There's a lot of shit you have to be paying attention to.
Right?
Let me just check out all the other cars.
I basically...
Nobody's going to make an illegal turn in front of me.
I'm a truck driver, a.k.a. nosy bitch.
Apparently. I would be, though, because you can see everything.
You so would. You so will be.
And also, if you have your window down in winter, doesn't mean anything. It's nice to have the breeze sometimes. You have your heater turned up all the way. Me and Lauren used to do it.
You're a California girl, sweetie. When you're in Montana, you ain't gonna have the windows down.
You did yesterday.
By choice?
She was smoking.
Would you have done that by choice?
Probably not.
Conflicts. You are in conflict when you have to change speed and or direction to avoid hitting someone. Conflicts occur at intersections where vehicles meet, at merges such as turnpike on-ramps, and where there are needed lane changes such as the end of a lane, forcing a move to another lane of traffic. Other situations include slow-moving or stalled traffic in a traffic lane and accident scenes. Watch for other drivers who are in conflict because they are a hazard to you. When they react to this conflict, they may do something that will put them in conflict with you. So basically, conflicts beget conflicts. Now we're on page 2-21. 2.8.4. Always have a plan. This sounds right up my alley. Not for nothing, but this sounds right up my alley. Risk management, being paranoid about bad shit that could happen, and having a plan. The only thing they're not talking about is spreadsheets. But I guess that wouldn't be applicable when you're on the road. You should always be looking for hazards. Continue to learn to see hazards on the road. However, don't forget why you were looking for the hazards. They may turn into emergencies. You look for the hazards in order to have time to plan a way out of any emergency. When you see a hazard, think about the emergencies that could develop and figure out what you would do. Always be prepared to take action based on your plans. In this way, you will be a prepared defensive driver who will improve your own safety as well as the safety of all road users. Quiz time! Subsections 2.7 and 2.8. Test your knowledge. There's only 6 questions. What?
Do you like the test your knowledge?
No. Number 1. How do you find out how many seconds of following distance space you have? Okay, so you find a road marker or something, and when the car ahead of you passes it, you start saying
1,000.
They say 1,001, but I always thought it was 1,000, 2 1,000, 3 1,000.
That's the same shit.
But they say like 1,000 and then you count.
They have those when we were driving up here, remember? Did you see it on the side of the road?
Yeah. 1,001, 1,002, and so on. That's how you're supposed to do it. Number 2, if you are driving a 30-foot vehicle at 55 miles per hour, how many seconds of following distance should you allow? It would be 4 seconds because you're over 40 miles per hour. That's 1. And then there's a second for each 10 feet of the vehicle. So you're driving a 30-foot vehicle. Add 3, so that's 4. I would probably do 5 just to be safe.
Sure that these answers are right.
Yeah. Number 3, you should decrease your following distance if somebody is following you too closely. Decrease? No, false. You should increase your following distance, but not do it so abruptly that it causes them to be...
Right, check those assholes.
No, that's not a thing. She's not. Don't listen to her. She's real cute, but that was the wrong answer. Okay. Number 4, if you swing wide to the left before turning right, another driver may try to pass you on the right. That's true. You're supposed to stay as far to the curb as possible so that they don't think that you're turning left without a turn signal. Because that's a thing. Number 5. What is a hazard? Everything. No, I'm not kidding. Everything. People, dogs, children, ice cream trucks, school buses, anything can be a hazard, depending on how it's acting. What?
It's hot.
It is not hot. Don't turn the heat off. You're laying on an electric blanket.
No, I'm not.
Babe,
I didn't turn it off.
you're literally laying on an electric blanket and turning the heat off, and I have a hoodie on and I'm chilly.
It's off.
For how long? If I come over there and feel it and it's hot,
It's not even hot. You can come feel it.
I'm going to kill you. Number 6. Why make emergency plans when you see a hazard? Because a hazard can turn into an emergency, and you need to have an idea of what you're going to do if and when it turns into an emergency.
Ooh, that sounded smart.
Okay.
Einstein over here. Einstein.
Nope. Okay, so that puts us on page 2.2-21 and 2.9, distracted driving. Did you ace your test? Yeah? Good. Okay.
You gave them the answers.
They're supposed to guess too. Were you guessing?
I feel like this is like Blue's Clues when he's like talking to the audience.
Animal.
Did you find it?
Hot diggity dog, it's Animal. Isn't Animal Planet? Do you have your handy dandy notebook?
Yes.
Yes. Yes, Steve.
And there's a toaster.
We need a toaster. Oh. Okay. Distracted driving. Nope. 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 A driver distraction is anything that takes your attention away from driving. Whenever you are driving a vehicle and your full attention is not on the driving task, you're putting yourself, your passengers, other vehicles, and pedestrians in danger. Distracted driving can cause collisions resulting in injury, death, or property damage. Activities inside the vehicle that can distract your attention include talking to passengers, adjusting the radio, CD player or climate controls, eating, drinking, or smoking, reading maps or other literature, picking up something that fell, talking on a cell phone or CB radio, reading or sending text messages, using any type of telematic or electronic devices, such as navigation systems, pagers, personal digital assistant, computers, etc. Daydreaming or being occupied.
I was going to bring my pager on the road.
I used to have a pager.
I bet you did.
Daydreaming or being occupied with other mental distractions, and many others. Possible distractions that could occur outside a moving vehicle.
Did you think you were really cool?
No, I hated it because my mom was using it to keep track of me.
Oh.
I would take the battery out of it and be like, it died.
I just had a cell phone. I never had a pager.
Oh, well, that's because you're a baby. You're like 12.
Whatever.
When I first got my cell phone, it was literally like a track phone, but it was like this big. And it like flipped open and had the antenna.
Oh, mine was small.
It looked like, of course, because you're like 12. It was like 4 years ago. Fuck out of here. Possible distractions that could occur outside of...
I'm not really 12. He's not a pedophile.
No, but, I mean... Outside a moving vehicle. Outside traffic, vehicles, or pedestrians. Outside events such as police pulling someone over or a crash scene. Sunset, sunlight, objects in a roadway, road construction, reading billboards or other road advertisements, and many others. 2.9.1. The distracted driving crash problem. Okay, this is actually like... Okay. The Large Truck Crash Causation Study, LTCCS, reported that 8% of large truck crashes occurred when commercial motor vehicle drivers were externally distracted, and 2% of large truck crashes occurred when the driver was internally distracted. Does that mean if you had gas? No? Internally distracted? Come on.
We're gonna be internal distractions.
No, you're not. You're going to be reading your book just like you are now, only it's a smaller room, and Marvin's going to be sleeping on the bunk.
Farting.
Probably farting, and we're going to be glad he's in the back. Approximately 5,500 people are killed each year. Oh, I would not have said that so chipper if I knew they were talking about deaths. Approximately 5,500 people are killed each year on U.S. roadways, and an estimated 448,000 are injured in motor vehicle crashes involving distracted driving. NHTSA Traffic Safety Facts: distracted driving. Research indicates that the burden of talking on a cell phone, even if it's hands-free, saps the brain of 39% of the energy it would ordinarily devote to safe driving. Drivers who use a handheld device are more likely to get into a crash serious enough to cause injury. NHTSA distracted driving website, www.distraction.gov. You can't make this shit up. Like, literally.
Slow for the cone. It's the law.
Slow for an ice cream cone, because I'm going to jump out and chase that ice cream man. I haven't had ice cream in, like, forever. Too expensive here. 2.9.2, effects of distracted driving. Effects of distracted driving include slowed perception, which may cause you to be delayed in perceiving or completely fail to perceive an important traffic event, delayed decision-making, and improper action, which can cause you to be delayed in taking the proper action or make incorrect inputs to the steering, accelerator, or brakes. 2.9.3, types of distractions. There are many causes of distraction, all with the potential to increase risk. Physical distraction, one that causes you to take your hands off the wheel or eyes off the road, such as reaching for an object. Mental distraction, activities that take your mind away from the road, such as engaging in a conversation with a passenger or thinking about something that happened during the day. Both physical and mental distraction. Even greater chance, a crash could happen, such as talking on a cell phone or sending or reading text messages. Why are we talking about this ad nauseum? To be honest, it's illegal to text and drive. It's illegal to be on a phone that's not hands-free.
Is it illegal to text and drive everywhere?
Yes.
Or just certain states?
No, it's illegal nationwide to text and drive. You're not allowed to do it. You're not allowed to do it. Now, California is different. California, you can't even pick up your phone at a stoplight. That's different. That wasn't that way in Michigan or Pennsylvania. At least not when I lived in those states. But it is illegal to like talk on your phone like this.
Crazy. That's why I told you just don't touch your phone
What?
while you're driving.
No, it's actually illegal to do that. Like, they can ticket you.
I know, remember? I told you that.
Okay, listen to this. Oh, Jesus. Why is this so long? Why? I don't want to read all this.
You're a whiny bitch. I'm just kidding.
No, she's not. She's absolutely not kidding. Rude. You're both rude. And he's laying on my hoodie, getting it all pugged. You covered his face. 2.9.4, sell mobile phones. 49 CFR Part 383, 384, 390, 391, and 392 of the Federal Motor Carrier Safety Regulations, FMCSRs, and the Hazardous Material Regulations restrict the use of handheld mobile telephones by drivers of CMVs and implements new driver disqualification sanctions for drivers of CMVs who fail to comply with this federal restriction or who have had multiple convictions for violating a state or local law or ordinance on motor vehicle traffic control that restricts the use of handheld mobile telephones. Additionally, motor carriers are prohibited from requiring or allowing drivers of CMVs to use handheld mobile telephones. The use of handheld mobile telephones means using at least one hand to hold a mobile telephone to conduct a voice communication. Dialing a mobile telephone by pressing more than a single button or moving from a seated driving position while restrained by a seatbelt to reach for a mobile telephone. If you choose to use a mobile phone while operating a CMV, you may only use a hand-free mobile phone that is located close to you and that can be operated in compliance with the rule to conduct a voice communication. Your CDL will be disqualified after 2 or more convictions of any state law on handheld mobile telephone use while operating a CMV. Disqualification is 60 days for the second offense within 3 years and 120 days for 3 or more offenses within 3 years. In addition, the first and each subsequent violation of such a prohibition are subject to civil penalties imposed on such drivers in an amount up to $2,750. Motor vehicles must not allow nor require drivers to use a handheld mobile telephone while driving. Employers may also be subject to civil penalties in an amount up to $11,000. There is an emergency exception that allows you to use your handheld mobile telephones if necessary to communicate with law enforcement officials or other emergency services, like if you need to call 911 because someone's drunk driving. Research shows that the odds of being involved in a safety critical event, crash, near crash, unintentional lane deviation, is 6 times greater for CMV drivers who engage in dialing a mobile telephone while driving than for those who do not. Dialing drivers took their eyes off the forward roadway for an average of 3.8 seconds. At 55 miles per hour, or 80.7 feet per second, this equates to a driver traveling 306 feet, the approximate length of a football field, without looking at the roadway. Your primary responsibility is to operate a motor vehicle safely. To do this, you must focus your full attention on the driving task. Note that hands-free devices are no less likely than handheld cell phones to cause you to become distracted. Attention is diverted from the driving task while using either device. Goodness, that was a lot to read. Okay, we are on page 2-22, and I have to end this video because we're running out of time on the flip. This was part 13. We had no questions. So part 14, we will be starting fresh, and we'll get right back into it. Thanks, guys. See you soon.